War and terrorism. Da, 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 da. Let's get started. Hi guys, and welcome to a new episode of the channel, and today we'll be talking about war and terrorism. So let's get started. For war and terrorism, there has been a lot of things that we have been through in the 21st century. One thing about the war and terrorism is that in the 21st century, a lot has happened that we are not even sure what to do about. In the 21st century, everybody is having some sort of a little breakout, as well as having a bit of sort of thing where everyone is literally fighting each other because they have a lot of weapons that they are really itching to test out. At least according to the video I watched. Okay, very bad video, oversimplified. But how are the conflicts of the 21st century different from the ones from like the 20th century? I like to say. One of the ways that how 21st century wars are different from the 20th century wars is that in the 21st century there are more air-based fights where basically bombs and planes and more bombs and this time guns in the air are being used more frequently on each other, and also they start to do some terrorist attacks with a lot of mystery. What did this remind you of? And now let me give you some examples of the terrorisms of the world. 9/11. On September 11th of 2001, New York was being crowded for the Twin Towers World Trading Center. And then terrorist attacks came. Two planes, which were not American, came to the Twin Towers and shot it down. Well, they just shot it, but they didn't shoot it down. They crashed into the World Trading Center, killed a lot of people in the process, burned the place because of the crash, and the fires and the flames weakened the structure of the Twin Towers, so it collapsed and killed a lot of people. But that wasn't its only target to be. They eventually found out. It also found out that later a passenger plane was hijacked in mid-air and was sent to the Pentagon, where basically they crashed into the Pentagon by the hijackers and killed all the passengers. In total, that day, almost 3,000 people were killed. And the ones who weren't killed were also severely damaged. They were either wounded, or they were suffocating from something that they didn't seem to know. But for the aftermath, they were all curious on like, who did that? Who would want to destroy America, a super country, or even dare attack it? Well, it turned out that they eventually found out that it was a group called Kill Out. At least that was their suspicion. And their leader, Bin Laden, was believed to be in Afghanistan. The Taliban refused to give Bin Laden to the Americans, so they weren't really hot on the idea of doing all this. And so now the time has come for the Americans to react. But how would they react? I don't know. They didn't really know at first. But then they realized that how they reacted was something a bit similar to everything else. They decided to attack Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, this conflict wasn't like any other war ever before. This conflict lasted a long time. for like not the ones that lasted 2 or 6 years. This took about a decade. The Americans, or the US, with the help of their friend and former father, the UK, I guess you could call them, I guess the US could call the UK their dad, since the UK did create the 13 colonies. But the US seriously bombed a lot of 3 major cities, the Kabul, Kandahar, and the Jalalabad. This place was an awesome place to be in, as I would have mentioned before, it's one of the major places where Afghanistan really resided, and also was the place where base camp was set up for the Taliban and the people they were hiding. The US had to face surprise attacks from the Taliban, and eventually Bin Laden was killed after where he was secretly hiding at was infiltrated. And I guess by now you can see how different 21st century war was from the 20th century war. So how should we react to all this as citizens of other countries, may or may not be the US? Some people protested, others sat idly and started petitioning the government. Others just looked at the horde and said, "Oh my God, I wish I could do something." And people are already doing something as civilians to change this, either by conflict or fighting for the country, as in the army, or maybe even petitioning the government, I could say, or even protesting. So all of this is happening right now. Maybe not right now, but all of this that's similar to is happening right now. I just hope we get to survive all this, even even during the COVID pandemic. So let's see what will become of this. So if you guys enjoy the war and terrorism episode, please consider subscribing. And now to talk from Krabby the Pincher. Hi guys, welcome to Krabby the Pincher Show. I would like you guys to subscribe to this channel and also doing something else for me too. Please like the subscribe button, and if you have any suggestions for this channel, post a video on YouTube. You don't have to show your face. Ouch. With the hashtag suggestions for Sean. Watch one of my videos and you'll see the suggestions. See ya!